We have the chapter review question for classification of businesses, chapter 7. So we start, it's a case study, iSense. That's the title of the case study. iSense. China is well known for its manufacturing capabilities. The country has been thousands of manufacturers that make a wide range of goods, which are sold all over the world. China has enjoyed a competitive edge in manufacturing in the last 30 years or so, owing to its cheap and light supply of labor. However, producers in other parts of the world are not now taking market share away from China as wages in the country are starting to rise. One very large Chinese manufacturer in state-owned iSense. It makes white goods such as refrigerators and washing machines, as well as electrical goods, such as televisions, laptops, and mobile phones, and many other related products. iSense has a large number of factories in both China and overseas. However, iSense also provides a range of services such as product design, information technology, services, and property management. iSense has recently opened 2 new research and development centers to help speed up product development. In common with many other countries in the world, the pattern of business has changed in China over time. Figure 7.3 shows the proportion of people in China employed across the primary, secondary, and tertiary sector in 1990 to 2015. So we have 1990 pie chart and 2015 pie chart. So we'll go to the question. The first question says, what is the difference between secondary production and tertiary production? Use the examples from the case study. So secondary sector involves manufacturing and processing of raw materials into finished goods. So iSense is a manufacturer of white goods. They say white goods like refrigerators, washing machines. So that means iSense is in the secondary sector. I think it's clear. Yes. While for the tertiary sector is the sector that deals with the provision of finished goods. While the tertiary sector is the sector that deals with services, provision of services. So such as transport and professionals. So iSense has a branch in the provision of services in such areas of technology and design. They said it, that iSense has production design and technology. So iSense is in the secondary sector as well as the tertiary sector. It's in the secondary sector because it produces refrigerators, laptops. It's in the secondary sector because it provides services like technology. Clear? Yes. Question 2. What evidence is there to suggest that China economy has become more balanced since 1990? So we have to use the pie chart. So based on the pie chart, the figure 7.3 shows some important changes in the amount of employment in different sectors of the economy between 1990 and 1960. So we have in the primary sector, in the 1990s, the primary sector is around 60% in the 1990s, but now it has reduced to 28.3%, which is a very good thing for China. Together, the secondary sector in 1990 was 22, but now it has increased to 29.3, which is an improvement also. That means industrialization is taking place in China. Together, the tertiary sector was 18% in 1990, but now it has increased to 42.4%. So these are reasons why we could say China economy has changed over time and it's balanced. Is it clear? Yes. So China could be considered as a more developed economy. So question 3. It said, discuss the interdependence that exists between the different sectors of the economy. So business in each sector. Now, we'll go back to the economy. Business in each sector, I wrote here, business in each sector rely on each other. For example, farmers in the primary sector, they have to rely on bakers in the secondary sector to use their wheat to produce bread. Bakers in the secondary sector may depend or rely on the tertiary sector for advertisement so that their product will be known locally or internationally. Then workers in the secondary sector and the primary sector, they have to rely on primary sector to provide them with their food. Do you get it? Yes. Or the secondary sector, like transportation, has to rely on the primary sector for oil before they can fuel their car. Is it clear? Yes. So that's how there's interdependence within the economy. I think it's clear. Yes. So go to question 4. They said, what is meant by deindustrialization? The industrialization occurs when an industrialized economy stops manufacturing. So when there's industrialization, it means manufacturing is is increasing. But the industrialization means decline in manufacturing or decline in manufacturing. So the industrialization means decline in, you can write decline in manufacturing. Is it clear? Is it clear, please? In manufacturing sector.
I can write on there.
Yes, decline in manufacturing sector. Yes, for question 4. I think it's clear.
Okay.
So go to question 5. They said, assess the main causes of deindustrialization. What are the causes of deindustrialization? Yeah, the first one I wrote is changes in consumer demands. Consumers prefer to spend on services than goods. So revenue in the secondary sector is reducing because customers, they want to spend on services than goods. So the secondary sector are not selling as they used to sell. So some businesses will leave the secondary sector, and that is deindustrialization. So high competition in the secondary sector, making firms to stop operations. The competitiveness in the secondary sector is fierce. As a result, businesses that cannot compete with them opt out. So that reduces the number of firms in the secondary sector. That is deindustrialization. The third point I wrote is about the country. The country may become developed. And if countries are developed, they stop employing in the primary sector, they start employing in the secondary and the tertiary sector, especially the tertiary sector. So a developed economy will have more public services. So government will employ them in public sector. Do you understand? So as a result of that, a lot of farmers will stop farming. They want to work in the service sector. Do you understand? Yes. So there's decline in the secondary sector because the country has become developed. So they give services in technology, in insurance, in banking than producing or processing goods. Is it clear? Yes. So that ends the chapter. Thank you.